लास्ट शायद फेडरल एंड यूनिटरी कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन का ब्लेंड ये देखा था हम लोगों ने। चलिए एक छोटा सा रिवीजन कर लेते हैं कि इंडियन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन इज अ डिस्टिंक्टिव, या हम ये कह सकते हैं कि इट इज स्पेशल डॉक्यूमेंट हैविंग certain kind of features, yani certain features which reveals its livingness, democratic nature, and it is a very sensitive document which look after the people, not only of certain classes but deprived, backward, women, children, everyone has been given a proper attention within the constitution. आगे बढ़ते हैं। आज की क्लास में हम अगला फीचर देखते हैं एंड दैट इज रिलेटेड टू द टाइप ऑफ गवर्नमेंट, फॉर्म ऑफ गवर्नमेंट एंड नेचर ऑफ गवर्नमेंट। मीन्स इंडियन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन अपने आप में एक ऐसा डॉक्यूमेंट है जो कि सिर्फ सरकार कैसे बनेगी यही नहीं बताता है, बल्कि ये सरकार का नेचर कैसा होगा, सरकार के गोल्स क्या होंगे, सरकार के ऑब्जेक्टिव क्या होंगे, ये भी सब बताता है। तो 3 टायर गवर्नमेंट सिस्टम की बात इंडियन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन करता है, ठीक है। तो नेक्स्ट फीचर इज 3 टायर गवर्नमेंट सिस्टम। इंडियन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन प्रोवाइड्स फॉर 3 टायर गवर्नमेंट सिस्टम। 3 टायर गवर्नमेंट सिस्टम मीन्स सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट, स्टेट गवर्नमेंट and local government. Central government and state government, these two level forms the federal polity. Yani this is the example of federal polity, but local government is not a part of federal system. It is a scheme of democratic decentralization. At this level, democratic decentralization has been introduced. We have 3 levels of government, but the third level is not the real government because only political decentralization is there, not the administrative decentralization. Because local government is not completely independent, as the laws for local government is made by the state legislature. That's why third level of government is just an extension of state government, only the decentralization of political power. 3 level of government, in which third level came into existence in 1992. 73rd Constitution Amendment Act 1992, इसके थ्रू पंचायत राज system means local government at the rural level, panchayati raj system. Similarly, 74th Constitution Amendment Act 1992, municipality, and both yani ki panchayat and municipality both are the example of democratic decentralization. Panchayati raj is an example of rural local government, while municipality is the example of urban local government. Urban local government and rural local government was given the constitutional status in 1992 through these amendments. At the central level, at the state level, we have originally the division of power, but at the lower level it is up to the state legislature, yani the authority has been given to the state legislature to confer powers to the local government so that they can work as the unit of local self-government. Okay, it means there is division of power between center and state, but here distribution of power. Here the law can be made by the state legislature to distribute or to provide certain powers to the state level, that is local government. Now, 3 level of government has constitutional status, so there must be certain division of work among them. Then 11th and 12th schedule were added to define the areas where local government will be given the authority to implement certain schemes, or the subjects related to local governance were defined in 11th schedule and 12th schedule, while the subject related to state government and central government is defined in 7th schedule. ठीक है, 7th schedule union list central government, state list 7th schedule state government, and 11th schedule पंचायती राज and 12th schedule municipality. ठीक है, next, Indian Constitution provides for integrated judicial system in India. Means in world we can see two kind of judicial system in the world. One, federal judicial system, and second, integrated judicial system. What does it mean? Federal judicial system means separate judicial system for central as well as state laws. Central and state. It means in federal judicial system we can see two different system of judiciaries. One is for enforcing the laws made by the union, made by the center. Second is the institution enforcing the laws of state government, and both are having separate hierarchy. Like if you are violating any central law, if you have any grievances against central law, then you will contact to central judiciary, and firstly you will go in district level, then at the upper level, and then highest level. Similarly, if you are violating state law, you will go in separate set of judiciary. But in integrated judicial system, there is a single judicial system, either central laws or state laws. In both type of laws, the enforcing authority is single system. It means if you are violating any central law or any state law, then the case will be registered first in a district court, and in district court the judge will take decision on both the type of laws, related with both type of laws. But when one decision has been taken at district level, then you can appeal, you can file an appeal at the upper level, means high court. Here either central laws or the state laws, both laws can be adjudicated, or the dispute related both the laws can be adjudicated at this level. Once the decision has been taken here, then you can make an appeal, you can file an appeal against the decision of this court in this. And this is the integrated system. Means what mean integration? Means central and state law. For both the laws there is a single system of judiciary. And here for the central law a separate set of judiciary, and for the state law separate set of judiciary. In this kind of system, a third level of court is found, that is federal court या फेडरल कोर्ट. फेडरल जुडिशियल सिस्टम में एक फेडरल कोर्ट अलग से होता है. Means when there is a dispute between central and state judiciary, then who will take the decision? Then there is a federal court. ठीक है. But here all the power is vested in judiciary, single judiciary. Then there is no matter of dispute. कोई डिस्प्यूट ही नहीं है, क्योंकि सेंट्रल स्टेट दोनों एक ही कोर्ट देख रहा है, तो इसलिए यहाँ पे कोई डिस्प्यूट होने का संभव नहीं. लेकिन यहाँ पर अगर सेंट्रल स्टेट लॉ में डिस्प्यूट होगा तो हमारे यहाँ पर सेंट्रल और स्टेट लॉ में डिस्प्यूट होने पर सेंट्रल के लॉ वैलिड होते हैं, ये बात कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन बताता है. लेकिन यहाँ पर कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन नहीं बताता है, कोर्ट बताता है कि सेंट्रल स्टेट के लॉ अगर वो होंगे तो कौन इसके लिए किसका लॉ वैलिड माना जाएगा। ठीक है, तो दिस इज इंटीग्रेटेड जुडिशियल सिस्टम एंड दिस इज फेडरल जुडिशियल सिस्टम। फीचर ऑफ फेडरल जुडिशियल सिस्टम अगर आपसे पूछा जाए कि व्हाट इज द फीचर ऑफ फेडरल जुडिशियल सिस्टम, तो आप कहिएगा टू separate judiciary for central as well as state law, presence of a federal court and specialized courts, यानी यहाँ पर आपको स्पेशलाइज्ड कोर्ट मिलेगा, सेंट्रल के लिए अलग, स्टेट के लिए अलग, डुअल सिस्टम ऑफ जुडिशरी मिलेगी, पूरा पूरा नीचे से ऊपर तक अलग अलग सिस्टम है, एंड थर्ड बोथ आर हैविंग सेपरेट स्टेटस, यानी सेपरेट जुडिशियल सिस्टम पाया जाएगा। क्लियर? तो separate judicial system is another feature of our constitution. Although our constitution is mostly federal in nature, but the judicial system is a unitary feature of our constitution. Clear? Similarly, Indian constitution provides for single citizenship in India. Single citizenship in India. In federal polity, dual citizenship is an important feature. Means a citizenship of union and citizenship of state. But in India, Indian constitution provides for single citizenship. It means no separate citizenship of state. Means state has no political identity. They are bound with, means ki the person residing in any part of India, in any state of India, shall be considered as citizen of India, not the citizen of that state. ठीक है? He may be called as resident of any particular state, but he will be the citizen of India. No separate citizenship of state, मतलब कि the Constitution provides that a person living or residing in any part of India, in any state of India, will be considered as citizen of India. ठीक है? What is citizenship? What is citizenship? Citizenship is a legal status. Legal status by virtue of which a person enjoy political, civil, economic, legal rights within the country. It means single citizenship is a unique character of our constitution, and basically it is a unitary feature of our constitution, because federal constitutions mostly have dual citizenship, but our constitution, which is in structure federal, but it is unitary in its nature. And one of the example is single citizenship. Why we opted single citizenship? Yesterday we have discussed, to ensure the integrity of India, because we were having a linguistic diversity, religious diversity, cultural diversity, geographical diversity, due to which the resident of a state was completely different from the resident of second state, and both were having a separatist feeling at the time of reorganization of states. That's why it was very necessary to inculcate the feeling of Indianness, feeling of oneness, and the most important provision in in calculating these phenomena, inculcating these concepts in the mind of the people, that is single citizenship. Single citizenship and the provision that not only in India but in external or international affairs we have single political identity. Means a citizen of India cannot be a citizen of any other state at the same time. Means if you are the citizen of India, you cannot take the citizenship of any other state while being a citizen of India. For example, Article 9 of the Indian Constitution provides that any citizen of India, if willingly acquires the citizenship of any foreign country, then his citizenship of India shall be terminated automatically. Similarly, the Passport Act of India provides that a person holding Indian passport, if apply or acquires the passport of any foreign country, then he has to deposit he has to surrender the passport of India as well as the related credentials. If he failed to do so, then he will be punished under the Passport Act of Indian government. It means Passport Act says that a person who has Indian passport cannot bear the passport of any other country at the same time. Similarly, if you are an Indian citizen, you cannot apply, you cannot take the citizenship of any foreign country, means no dual citizenship outside India. However, we had made certain amendments and introduced certain relaxations while providing OCI card, PIO card, etc. Means PIO is a special foreign citizen who was Indian citizen during any period of his life. It means a person who was citizen of India in any period of his life. It means he or his grandfather, grandparents holding Indian passport during any period of his life, and presently they are the citizen of any foreign country, then they will be considered as PIO, person of Indian origin. And if these PIO, yani ki the status of PIO they were having after 1950, means they leave India after 1950, means after commencement of the Indian Constitution, then they will be considered as OCI, Overseas Citizen of India. But they are currently a foreign citizen. So we will provide certain relaxation. The person who was Indian citizen during any period or any term of his life, holding Indian passport during any period of his life, but presently he is a foreign citizen, can be given a card. And if they purchase that card, then they will get certain facilities available to the citizens of India only. For example, if they are having PIO card or OCI card, they can travel India without any visa. Anytime they can travel here, they can come in India, they can live here for any period of time, and they are entitled to purchase commercial properties. Even their children will be given the admissions in schools, etc. They can invest money in India. They can live in their village, residential authority they will get, residential rights they will give, but they will not get the right to vote and right to get public service in India. It means public at the PIO card in means the person of Indian origin card, you are getting certain facilities, not the citizenship. But the people mistakenly says that it is dual citizenship, but it is not dual citizenship, because the people who are person of Indian origin are getting certain rights, not the right to vote, यानी political right नहीं मिलता, not right to elect यानी चुनाव लड़ने का अधिकार नहीं मिलता, Even they are not entitled to get job in government in India. They cannot get any government service. That's why PIO are not real citizen of India. They are citizenship card holders, not citizens. Okay. Then still we are having single citizenship of India. In spite of enacting Overseas Citizenship Act, we are still of the norms that single citizenship is the constitutional right, not the dual citizenship. Okay. In India, the constitution guarantees rights to the people, and these rights are guaranteed in the form of fundamental right. Means the people residing in India may be citizen or non-citizen. Both may be the resident of India. Citizens and non-citizen means the people coming here with legal approval, with visa, and they are here for government job, for study, for travel, for tourism, for any kind of research. They are here. Then they will be the legal resident of India. If they are legally residing in India, then they will get certain rights. But our citizen shall have all the political rights within the country, because citizenship is a person who has the citizenship of India getting the legal status now. Which kind of legal status? Political status. A citizen is a permanent political member of this political society who has right to be the part of this political system, to regulate this political system, and to run this political system. The members, political members in our this political society. The citizens and non-citizens both are guarantees fundamental rights. Although non-citizens do not enjoy many fundamental rights, but citizens enjoy all kind of fundamental rights. Now, what is fundamental right? Rights are the entitlements to do something or not to do something. Means the rights are the entitlements, and these entitlements are the demands of the people, because rights are something in the form of demand. Sometimes it is entitlement, sometimes it is an opportunity. When it is provided by the government, then it's an opportunity to do something or not to do something. When it is provided by due to your status, it's your entitlement. Means rights may be an opportunity, may be an entitlement, may be a demand, may be a claim of the person. If they are accepted and legalized by the law, then they are the legal rights. If they are accepted and approved by the constitution, then they are the constitutional rights. If they are provided in the religion or in the norms of the society, then they are the societal, social right or religious right. It means when constitution provides or accept your claim, then this is the constitutional right. But when constitution also protect your claim, also protects your entitlement, also protect your opportunities provided by the constitution itself, then it becomes fundamental right. Means all constitutional rights are not the fundamental right. Only those constitutional rights are fundamental rights which are not only provided but protected by the Constitution of India, which is a fundamental law. And due to the protection by the fundamental law of the country, it is known as fundamental rights. Fundamental rights have been guaranteed under Part 3 of the Indian Constitution. Article 12 to 35. And in these rights, originally 7 fundamental rights were provided. Number 1, right to equality. Right to equality. Article 14 to 18 means right to equality means equality before law, social equality, equality in opportunity, equality in status, even equality in prestige. Article 14 to 18 protects these rights. Second, right to freedom. Right to freedom means which kind of freedom? Freedom of speech and expression, freedom to move across the country, freedom to form association, freedom to make any kind of, freedom to assemble peacefully without arm, freedom to profess any kind of profession, freedom to reside any part of country. Similarly, freedom from any kind of illegal conviction, freedom from the arrest, illegal arrest. And this right to freedom is the foundation of democracy. Means it protects the citizens from misuse of authority by the state. Means it exerts certain limitations over the powers of the state so that it protects the individual against the tyranny, against the dictatorship. It means fundamental rights are the important tool to protect or strengthen the democracy in the country. You can say it. Right to freedom, Article 19 to Article 22. Third, right against exploitation. Right against exploitation. Where exploitation? Exploitation in the form of labor, forced labor, exploitation in the form of bonded labor, exploitation through human trafficking, exploitation through child labor. Everything is prohibited. Means child labor is prohibited, human trafficking is prohibited, forced labor is prohibited under Article 23 and 24. 23 and 24. Right to freedom of religion. Right to freedom of religion. Here you have freedom of conscience. Conscience means right to establish relation, freedom to establish your relation with your God in the way you want. And here freedom of conscience gives you the freedom to convert yourself from one religion to other. Freedom of conscience means the freedom to make a dialogue with your God in the way you want. So you have freedom of conscience, freedom to profess, practice and propagate any religion of your choice. You have freedom to make any practice, religious practice, propagate it, but in the right of propagation, conversion is not allowed. You can propagate, you can make your religion more popular through preachings, etc., but you cannot force anyone to convert. Conversions are not allowed. You can convert yourself willingly because you have freedom of conscience, but you cannot force anyone to convert his religion because the right to propagation of religion does not allow to convert any other. Clear? Right to freedom of religion has been given under Article 25 to 28. 25 to 28. After that, right, cultural and educational rights. Another right is cultural and educational rights. Mostly it is known as right of minorities. Minority, our constitution accepts two kind of minorities: linguistic minorities and religious minorities. Muslims are not the minority. We have 6 minority categories. Means court said, after the order of court, now who is minority? State wise may be different number. It means the people, the population of people define the minority. For example, in Punjab, Sikhs are not minority, but in India, Sikhs are in minority. Similarly, in Northeast, Christians are not minority, but in India, Christians are minority. Okay, then here the cultural and education rights has been guaranteed under Article 29 and 30. Sixth right was right to property. Right to property was given in Article 31. And last, right to constitutional remedy, Article 32. Once again, I can describe that right to equality is a right which ensures the human dignity in the society. It protects the dignity of the individual by ensuring that state and individual cannot discriminate on the ground of sex, caste, race, birthplace, and religion. By abolishing untouchability, it is protecting the dignity of the suppressed and depressed class. By abolishing titles, it is ensuring the status, protecting the dignity of the individual, and by maintaining the opportunity, equality of opportunity, it is providing the adequate means of livelihood to all. That's why it is helpful in making a democratic society, because if there will be no justice, no equality, yani in the absence of justice, equality and liberty, even you cannot imagine the existence of democracy. In democracy, there is the people who are sovereign. If people are not protected, if individuals are not allowed to give his opinion, if they are not allowed to take part in the political processes, then you cannot say that the system is democratic. And fundamental rights empowers the citizens and people to be the part of the system. They empowers the courts to protect the individuals by restricting the government within its jurisdiction, by restricting the government from trespassing their authority or their line, because it protects the people against the tyranny of the government. That's why fundamental rights protects the democracy in the country. Now, these 7 fundamental rights were guaranteed in Part 3, Article 12 to 35. Although this fundamental right, right to property, is now has been removed from this area, and now it is the part of Part 12, Article 300A. Now it is just a constitutional right, not the fundamental right. It is just a constitutional right. It means Parliament has been given right to regulate it, but it is not a fundamental right. It means it is not protected. And if any law made by the Parliament violating your fundamental right, then you cannot go in the court. While if it was fundamental right, then any law disturbing right to property was challenged in the court of law. Clear? Then Indian Constitution is the protector of fundamental rights. Indian Constitution is living document. Indian Constitution is a living document. You know, Article 368, that is, Constitution can be amended according to the need. First reason for living document, it can be amended according to the need, and anything which can adjust itself according to the situation, that is living. Non-living cannot be changed according to the situation. Second, provisions like justice, equality, liberty, makes it sensitive towards the deprived section. When Constitution is sensitive towards the problems of the lower section of the society, when it is very sensitive for the problems or for the exploitation of the backward section, if it is very much concerned towards the development and empowerment of backward and depressed class, if it is protecting the children, women, old age like a guardian, that reveals that it is very sensitive, it is living document. For example, Article 41 of the Indian Constitution directs the state that within its economic limit, the state can make provisions for right to work, right to education, and right to get public assistance in the case of vulnerability, old age, unemployment, etc. It means in the old age, in the vulnerable condition, if you are marginalized, widow, old age women, and any kind of unemployed person or disables, they are expecting the support from the state. Constitution directs the state to support them, and this is a kindness, and our constitution is kind. It is prone towards ensuring justice in the society, and a document which is focusing over justice, liberty, equality, it is a sensitive and democratic document. The constitution is basically concerned for the development of the society. It is concerned for the empowerment of women, empowerment of children, for the protection of socio-economic backward classes. It protects the people from any kind of tyranny. It protects the individual from any kind of exploitation, and it reveals that sensitivity of our constitution. Means provisions related to protection against exploitation, empowerment of women, children, and depressed class. Means it is changeable according to the situation. It poses a complete sanction, it gives a complete sanction to the livingness of the Constitution. It reveals the living character within our Constitution. It is a declaration made by the people of India and which is completely based on the philosophy of justice, equality, and liberty. The philosophy is completely democratic. It is welfare oriented, and at the same time the Constitution tries to protect each and every section of the society, which reveals that Indian Constitution takes the step to protect everyone, and it is possible only when it has living emotions, and that's why Indian Constitution is a living document. Okay? In our preamble, the Constitution has been considered as an instrument to promote brotherhood. And through this brotherhood, we are trying to protect our unity, integrity, and dignity of the individual. Means Constitution is an instrument to promote brotherhood among the people of the country. How? Ensuring justice, maintaining equality, and ensuring the equal opportunity to all. And it is possible only when it considers the need of everyone separately. That's why Indian Constitution provides a separate provision for separate section. For SC/ST, separate section. For backward classes, separate provision. For women, a separate provision. Means every section of the society has been given the space in our Constitution. That's why it is a living document, because it is inclusive, including everyone. That's why it is an inclusive document. इसे एक inclusive document भी कह सकते हैं. ठीक है? Indian Constitution is a democratic document. A democratic document है. देखिए, source of power क्या है? What is the source of power of Indian Constitution? The people of India. Okay, source of power क्या है? People of India. For whom it is written? किसके लिए लिखा गया? For the people of India. And who have been given the responsibility to enforce it? To the people of India. Enforced by people of India through elected government, and it can be amended by the people of India through the parliament. Can be amended by people of India. Okay, it is an instrument which will ensure justice, equality, and liberty. And without liberty, without equality, without justice, a democracy is possible? No. Provide justice, ensure justice, liberty, and equality. And without justice, liberty, equality, no democracy can be. Provides for elected government, It provides for elected government, means provides for the election, provides for and gives the voting right to every Indian citizen. Adult suffrage, adult suffrage means Indian constitution provides adult suffrage to the Indian people, means every person, every citizen of India have who is 18 year or above it has the power to vote, has the right to vote, and it is provided by the constitution. Even constitution, preamble of the constitution declares that India is a democratic republic. How democratic republic? Because we have certain philosophy where the power will be vested within the people, not the government. And the government can be removed by the people of the country. The government can be formed by the people of the country, and government are accountable to the people of the country. It is a democratic document because it provides for an accountable government system. Accountable government system. It is democratic because it imposes restrictions over the tyranny of the state in the favor of the rights of the people. Against the tyranny of a state. Means it makes provision against the tyranny of the state. Many other provisions reveal that this is a democratic document. Origin, content, the nature, everything reveals that it is a democratic document. Even the declaration on which the whole constitution has been drafted was a declaration from the side of the people of the country. Be the people of India having Solomon resolved. Means it is enforcing the will and wish of the people of India. The constitution is an instrument to fulfill the goals and objectives defined by the people of India. That's why it is not wrong to say that Indian constitution is a democratic document. Okay. Indian constitution can be defined as a document with a proper declaration. Means in preamble we have declared that why we are making our constitution. Yani Indian constitution provides for a secular, socialist, democratic republic. Means Indian constitution defines the nature of the polity of the country. Constitution defines the nature of polity in India. Means secular, socialist, democratic and republic. Sovereign. Means Indian, the preamble of Indian constitution reveals the nature of the polity, that which kind of India we want. We want sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic and republic India. What is the meaning of sovereignty? Sovereignty refers to the quality of a state or an individual. Quality of the state by virtue of which that state remains completely independent in its external and internal affairs. Means no external force can influence the actions of the state. It is enjoying complete independence in its external and internal decision making. India is a sovereign state, means it is the owner of its own. It will decide that what should be our foreign policy. It will decide that how to manage our economic and financial resources. It will decide that how we will maintain the relation with our neighbors. It will decide that how we will form government, how we will run government, and how we will remove our government. India is sovereign because the people of India enjoying the sovereign powers, and it is governed by a sovereign law, that is the constitution. That's why India is a sovereign state. India is secular. Secular means the state which does not have any particular state religion, and the state which does not discriminate among its citizens on the ground of religion. The state which does not interfere into the religious affairs of its citizens, but the state which protect all the religions equally. India is a positive state. There is a Western secularism and an Indian secularism. In Western secularism, the state does not protect any religion. A state does not declare any religion as the religion of the state, and everyone is governed by rule of law. Although a state does not interfere into religious affairs, but nobody and no one can be above the law. And that's why we are little different from Western religion, Western secular philosophy. In India, the government or the state has no particular state religion, but it provides the right to freedom of religion to its citizens, and every citizen is completely free in the profession, propagation, or practice of religion. A state does not interfere into the religious affairs of the people. Even it respects all the religion equally. It does not discriminate among the citizens on the ground of religion, but protects all the religion equally. And whenever it gives any kind of grant, then it issue the grant equally without seeing the nature of the religion. Clear? Then India is a secular state because between Article 25 to 28, it guarantees the freedom of religion to every citizen of the country. It is a secular state because here the constitution is supreme in governance, not any religion. Here the government does not include any religious practices and religious principles in the governance of the country. India is a secular state because everyone is free to opt the religion according to his own choice, and the state is a positive state because it protects all the religion. India is a socialist state. The socialism has different meaning. In terms of economic socialism, then we'll find that the state is the owner of resources. But in India, we have mixed kind of socialism. Gandhian socialism, liberal socialism. Here the Supreme Court says that the socialism in India means a state, a socialist state which eradicate poverty, unemployment, and problems of the people. Means a state which is prone towards maintaining equality in the society, removing deprivedness from the society, removing or eradicating poverty and unemployment from the society, and providing health and food, sanitation to citizens. Means to provide the equal livelihood, to provide the equal distribution of resources among the people so that they can have equal opportunity to develop. And in our country, socialism means this kind of socialism. We have mixed socialism. Initially, we had mixed economic system where the state was a competitor with the private sector, and both were indulged in the production of goods and services and the distribution. But with the time, we had adopted the policy of disinvestment, and slowly now government has taken the route to come out, and all the sectors has been open for the private players. But still, government is playing a very important role in regulating this sector in the form of RACE, SEBI, IRDA, etc. It means still government is there to control the irregularities, to maintain the equal play field for everyone, and even it is investing more and more in empowerment of the people and maintaining equality and justice in the society. It means still the socialist nature of the state is relevant, and in it is the question that whatever the case is, that if in the era of globalization, when there is a disinvestment, then what is the relevance of socialist word in our preamble? Then be protected, be supported, that our socialism, a kind of liberal socialism. Here, the empowerment of the society is the main objective, and our government is a welfare government, and still we have deprivedness in our society, we have discrimination in our society, we have backwardness in our society. Then until unless we will not be able to maintain a equal and respectful status for all, the term socialist will be relevant till date. So, socialist is still relevant in our constitution. A democracy is a system of government where the government is formed by the people, run by the people, and controlled by the people. Democracy may be representative democracy, means indirect democracy, direct democracy, etc. Direct democracy means when people directly run the government, but when people run their government through their representative, then it is a democratic government, representative government. Keep in mind that election is not needed for being democratic. Election is needed only when we opt representative democracy. Means whenever anyone asks that is election is necessary for democracy, you can say no. If it is direct democracy, then no need of election. But if it is representative democracy, then the most important means is election, to elect your representative. Then democracy means accountable government. Democracy means a people's government. Democratic means a popular government. It means we are opting, India is opting democratic government. India is a democratic nation, means here the state will be run by a government elected by the people. Here the government will run by the people who are the citizens of the country, and that government will be accountable to the people. Okay, it means we are democratic, means we are the part of the government. Government is accountable to us. Republic means a state which is headed by an elected representative, where the people of the country having sovereignty. That is the republic state. Because when the head of the state is elected by the people, it means Malik is the people, and Malik is elected the representative, and head of the state is the servant of the people. Then who is sovereign? The people sovereign. Then republic state is a state which is governed and headed by an elected representative, elected president. That is the republic state, where all the offices are open for the citizens of the country, where the sovereignty is vested within the citizen of the country. That state is known as republic state. And our constitution declares the nature of our polity. Here we can conclude it that our constitution is a very specific, very significant and very distinctive document, and you cannot find it any other country. Indian constitution is a borrowed constitution. It is a critic statement. But Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar had declared in the Constituent Assembly that today, when we are making our constitution, more than 100 countries have been drafted their constitution, and they have opted one form of polity or second, and only 2-3 form of the polities are in the world. And any kind of polity which is opted by that country or that country, any kind of political system you can find in this country or in that country. Then what we will include new, what we will write new? Then if you will expect that we will write a completely new constitution, then we are not going to regulate donkeys. We are going to regulate the human beings now. And for regulating human beings, for governing human beings, more than 100 constitutions have been written till date. Then what we will write new? Only what will be new? New will be our intention. New will be our objective. New will be our goals. And to fulfill that goals, we can opt the best provision available in these written constitutions. What we can make? We can just take the best provisions, can remove their shortcomings, their flaws, and can make them according to our situation. We can change them according to our situation, our need. Then what the things we are going in this Constituent Assembly, just making the provisions according to our need. We are not writing any new provision, not developing any kind of new system. We are just making our constitution relevant to ourselves. We are taking the examples and provisions from other countries and just trying to examine them in our conditions. After removing their flaws, their shortcomings, we will make them the most and best suited to our country. And this is our goal only, and this is our work only. So don't expect anything new. But you cannot say that this is borrowed, because we have made significant changes in these provisions so that they can maintain a compatibility with our situation, our need, our requirements. So our constitution is not a borrowed constitution. Okay, you can say that you have taken fundamental right from USA, you have taken fundamental duties from USSR, you have taken parliamentary form of government from Britain, you have taken federal system from Canada, you have taken rule of law from Britain. You can say even that Government of India Act 1935 is the basis of your constitution. Okay, no problem. But the declaration is our own. Why we are taking these provisions, and why and how we will use it for ourselves, that is completely new, innovative. So our constitution is innovative, new in its approach, maybe old in its provision, but new in its intention, new in its objective, and new in its impact. So don't say that this is a borrowed constitution, and if you will say that it is a borrowed constitution, then I will say that it is the most intelligent and most relevant borrowing which can make our constitution develop and which can make our country a democratic and republic country. And in this way he replied in the Constituent Assembly. And still, when you are saying that is a borrowed constitution, then once you have to take into consideration the provisions taken from different countries. But when you are writing in your mains exam, then you will support it that we had made multiple discussion, opinion on these provisions 2 years, 11 months and 18 days. Even when first draft of the Indian Constitution was introduced, then more than 6 months it was kept in the public domain, and more than thousands of changes were made in that. So don't say that is borrowed, because we had made a very sensitive discussion and very comprehensive, intensive discussion over the provisions of the Constitution. So it is the result of our own need, our own discussion and our own imagination. Okay, then यहाँ पे हम फिर अपना टॉपिक खत्म करते हैं, और कल के टॉपिक में tomorrow we will start new chapter, and that new chapter will be historical development of our constitution. The laws from 1773 to Government of India Act 1935 we will study one by one. ठीक है, thank you, जय हिंद.